Namaskara world. You're watching the AJAI show.
Welcome to Trichy,
Thanjavur,
Karaikudi.
Oh my God, what an amazing historical, devotional, and cultural 3 day trip it was to Trichy, Thanjavur, and Karaikudi, or shortly TTK, located in central Tamil Nadu. When I say TTK, I am reminded of a revolution that took place in Tamil Nadu few months ago, where Trichy or Tiruchirappalli was one of the starting points. It was a starting point for us to in this short trip. Trichy, which is considered the geographic center of Tamil Nadu, is also known as the Rock City, named after its world famous Rockfort Temple. Not just that, Trichy is also famous for the Sriranganathaswamy Temple in Srirangam and other attractions like the Trichy Birds Park. I and my brother
Vijay Kumar.
started off from Bengaluru on 2nd July and reached Trichy the next morning and got on at Chattiram bus stop from where our stay for the day was at a walking distance. On the way to our stay, we had our breakfast at Trichy's famous Sri Sangita's restaurant. The first thing that we had in the morning was, of course, a plate of salubrious idli and medu vada served with vada curry along with other normal accompaniments. Vada curry was really top notch. Next came the idiyappam served with coconut milk and vegetable stew. We lastly ordered onion and masala dosas and ended our hearty breakfast with a cup of mandatory morning coffee. It was wholly satisfying, and I should say it was a great start to the day. However, in no time, things changed, and we were in for a disappointment as we reached our stay, Hotel Rhythm Grand Suite, when we were apprised that the rooms were yet to be freed, even if we were entitled to an early check in from 9 a.m. by Make My Trip. This forced us to alter our plans, where we were to first visit the Sri Ranganathaswamy Temple as per our original itinerary, but we ended up visiting Trichy Birds Park as our first spot in this trip. The visit to Trichy Birds Park was honestly serendipitous, where this spot was optional in our original plan. Glad we could make it, for we had a memorable experience visiting this park and reveled being in close contact with our aviary friends. The experience started off with the slightly scary ostrich feeding, and then we moved on to explore other smaller and variety of bird species. There was an aquarium as well, where we could relax watching the vibrant aquatic life glide serenely through the water. We took some break and found a dedicated rest spot for the same. Next up, it was time for the most beautiful experience at the aviary, where we got to spend wonderful time feeding this cute little colorful birds flying joyfully in this beautiful artificial environment. I would rate this as one of the memorable moments of this trip. Post this, it was time for some nap, and after refreshing ourselves, we set out for the major attraction in Trichy, Sri Ranganathaswamy Temple in Srirangam, barely 10 minutes away from our stay. It is said that the Sri Ranganathaswamy Temple is the largest functioning Hindu temple complex in the world. Also, this main outer gateway tower stands 73 meters tall, thus making it one of the tallest temple towers in Asia. This temple is actually a massive walled temple town rather than just a shrine where there are urban settlements and wide ranging shops in and around the temple. It was a Friday and it did not cost us much time to pay a visit and get the blessings from Lord Ranganatha reclining on the five-headed serpent Adishesha. Post the darshan, we circumambulated this temple and visited many other small temples located within the premises and also spotted this beauty, reminding us that the Birds Park experience was still not over for the day. These are the current darshan timings at the temple, which is quite different from what is mentioned on Google. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel to keep yourself updated on the latest info. After spending quality time in this historical temple, we made our way towards the Srirangam bus stand, where on the way we spotted this tiny snack shop, Ramanayar Sweets and Snacks, and devoured on their special delicacy, Ashoka Halwa. It just melted in the mouth the moment it was put in. It was that good. Alright, we took the bus back to Trichy and had our dinner at Sri Rajeshwari Classic Bakery and Sweets before we wrapped up day one. As we missed a major attraction on day one in Trichy, we got ready early on day two by 7 a.m. and proceeded towards the Rock Fort Temple on foot. This place too was at a walking distance from our stay, and we got a glimpse of another attraction, Our Lady of Lourdes Church, on our way, and this was exactly opposite to the street leading to the temple. We reached the temple entrance shortly and then started climbing the whooping 400 steps to reach the top and worship the main deity, Lord Ganesha. We had a good darshan, and the experience was even more exhilarating when we experienced pleasant breeze while we circumambulated the temple. We also got a very good top view of the whole city from here, making the trek more than worth it. We also visited plethora of other temples while we trekked to the top. Post the devotional start to the day, it was time for the next most important thing, breakfast. This time too, we visited Sri Sangita's restaurant, but their other branch located few meters away from the temple. We once again started off with a plate of idli vada and relished the vada curry offering. Later, I took pongal and my brother opted for idiyappam. Unfortunately, the idiyappam did not taste great and, in fact, seemed stale. We raised a concern regarding this, and except this, the food was good. After an optimum breakfast, we walked towards our stay and took some rest before we made ourselves to the Chattiram bus stand, from where we took the bus to Tiruchirappalli Panjapur Integrated Bus Terminus to catch the bus towards our next spot, Thanjavur. I must really appreciate the look and maintenance of this really huge bus terminus and also the passenger amenities offered here. It almost felt like we were at the airport, maybe a low key one. Nevertheless, The terminals looked neat and clean, and I hope it stays the same for long. Shortly, we hopped onto the bus that was bound for Thanjavur, and we reached Tanjore after 2 hours. Time was around 3 p.m., and that signaled a late lunch for us. But it was a special lunch at Chellamal's Manpanai Samayal, located at a walkable distance from the renowned Brihadeeshwara Temple. But we took an auto towards our eatery as it was significantly far from the bus stand. This special eatery was about to close in the next 30 minutes, and we quickly ordered their Thanjavur special meals that costed us rupees 220 each. The quantity was limited, but it was definitely worth it considering the quality and taste of the food served in the manpanai or the earthen pots, which naturally enhances the flavor, and that's their USP. It was a hearty Thanjavur cuisine, and we specifically relished their millet payasam and the buttermilk, which tasted exceptional while drinking from the matka. Post this heavy meal, we decided to walk towards the major attraction in Thanjavur, that is the Periyakoval or the Big Temple or Brihadeshwara Temple. Of course, we were all amazed looking at the imposing architecture of the temple built by the Chola Emperor Rajaraja I. It almost felt like we time traveled to the past and shared this space with the members of the erstwhile Chola dynasty. The name, the big temple, clearly highlights the massive size of the temple, and it really was big. The main deity here is Lord Shiva, or specifically Brihadeshwara, whose statue is as imposing as the temple itself. It took some time, unlike the other temples we visited so far, to get the Lord's darshan, but definitely it was worth the wait. It was almost around 5:30 in the evening, which meant we would not be able to visit other attractions since we were expected to start our journey towards Karaikudi by 6:30. Therefore, in some time, we were at the Thanjavur new bus stand and found a bus bound for Pudukottai, from where we took the connecting bus to the last destination of our trip, Karaikudi. We reached Karaikudi, or in fact the actual Chettinad region, where our stay was located, around 9 p.m., and we luckily found an auto that took us to our stay, Chettinad Manor, for just 50 rupees from Nemadanpatti bus stop. Post arrival, we were quickly shown our rooms and then were served the dinner, idiyappam and the vegetable gravy that, of course, had that Chettinad touch in its flavor. That was a fitting end to day two. On the final and most exciting day of this tour, we woke up around 6:30 a.m. and got ready for our morning beverage. Little later, we took some quality time to explore our stay, which itself is a mansion, and that's just one of many of what we are after in this whole Chettinad tour. And to be honest, our stay, Chettinad Manor, looked great and vibrant throughout its extent. Just look at this facade. I fell in love the minute I saw it. It is so attractive, isn't it? Post the much needed nourishment, we decided to go on a walk and explore the streets nearby, where we got a glimpse of different culturally significant mansions built by the Chettiars and currently operating as stays for the guests to soak in the true Chettinad experience. Again, this experience was just the trailer. Main picture starts at Kannadu, where the famous Chettinad Palace is located. Before that, it was time to grab the Chettinad style complimentary breakfast offered by a stay. The menu was simple yet flavorful. We were served idli, upma, and Karaikudi's USP, kudi paniyaram, and sweet paniyaram, along with accompaniments like the sambar and spicy chutney. Post this hearty meal, we took some break, got refreshed, and vacated our stay around 11:30 and started our journey towards Kannadu by auto. Of course, the first stop there was the Chettinad's famous Chettinad Palace, which definitely looked majestic and deserves all the attention from the world for its stunning architecture and the maintenance. The visitors currently are not being allowed inside, and therefore, we had to just settle with the beautiful view from the outside. After capturing our moments there, we walked to the next spot, RK House, which was barely 500 meters from Chettinad Palace, while we enjoyed seeing the other nearby households built on the same Chettinad style of architecture. We reached RK House in no time and were charged 50 per person at entry, which I felt to be slightly high as the maintenance of the building was not that great. Nevertheless, old is gold, and without much worry further, we began exploring this house, or honestly, a mansion that was said to be built around 250 years ago. This mansion houses 54 rooms in total, which clearly signifies the size of the mansion. The mansions here are not just famous for the history or the majesty of the building, but also for the Burmese teak leveraged mainly for the doors, windows, and the pillars, and the Athangudi tiles used for the flooring. Also, the wood carvings on the doors and other structures is definitely something one needs to appreciate for the intricacies involved in it. We spent quite some time here and then moved on to the next mansion, AR House. AR House 2 is at a walkable distance from RK House, and out of them, I found AR House to be well maintained and really colorful, which justifies the same entry charges of rupees 50. The interiors very much resembled RK House, but with slight differences, of course, making it more attractive. We spent more time here, and then, as it was nearing 2 p.m., we walked towards the Wadiar's house, a fine dine restaurant that offered Chettinad fare, amongst other items, and had a slight Chettinad touch in its ambience. It was tough walking in the hot sun towards the restaurant, but it was all worth it. We ordered first the cauliflower soup, mushroom fry as starters, and for main course, we took Chettinad style veg meals and the Burmese atho served with banana stem soup, which was something different and tasted really good too. This dish came from the Burmese influence when the Natukottai Chettiar community, who generally were traders, migrated to Burma in the 19th and early 20th centuries. The lunch, even if expensive, was great and definitely satisfying. We also saw another famous mansion converted into a heritage stay the Lotus Palace Chettinad that was located exactly opposite to this restaurant. At a short walk from here is the Nelly Handlooms, where we got the famed Karaikudi cotton sarees for mom and also got a glimpse of the weaving process by Handloom. Next up, we traveled far by auto and reached Athangudi around 5 p.m. only to know that the attraction there, the Athangudi Palace, was closed for visitors as there was some ongoing family function. Slightly disappointed, we moved on to the next world famous attraction, the Athangudi Tile Factory, where we witnessed the basic Athangudi tile making process. It is labor intensive, but it's all worth it. All right, having covered all the places as per our plan in the Chettinad region, we traveled towards the Karaikudi town from where our return bus to Bengaluru was scheduled to depart at 9 p.m. But before that, we had some time to kill, and there was, in fact, one more place to car in our trip, Bakery Desota, which is well known here. We did visit this bistro and enjoyed their fancy cake and pudding cake mainly, apart from tasting other sweets and snacks. That signaled a sweet end to this tour, and as always, looking forward to more such trips in the future as well. Stay safe and stay creative always.